Looking forward to racing in the Eastern Cape on Friday, and we really have some great racing to look forward to. We've got the non-black type Fairview 1400 as well as the listed Milkwood Stakes, and it has drawn people from all over, and we have entries from Cape Town and Joburg as well as our local brigade, so it is an absolutely cracking field. We get underway though in race 1, which is a maiden juvenile plate over 1200 meters. First 3 selections to start my day off: 11, 10 and 9. I'll start with the first timer from the Alan Creef yard, a Sugar Snap. She's a daughter of Flower Alley. The yard says she is a nice filly. She's bred to go a bit of ground, but she can feature here. So not overwhelming confidence, but I really like her breeding, as mentioned by Flower Alley out of a Fort Wood mare. Definitely does want further, but it's classy, and she could well be good enough. The form horses that definitely have to have an eye kept on them: number 10, Lemon Pepper. Really great debut for the Gavin Smith yard last time out when going in third behind the outright favourite Sweet the Sound. Was a good run, and the yard expect her to be knocking. Number 9, Karen Blixen, is a horse that raids from the Western Cape under Candice Bass Robinson, and her form really does speak for itself. She's got some steady, constant form where she's never been far back, and if she runs to that here, she's going to really make her presence felt. Race 2 is a maiden juvenile plate over 1200 meters, and here 7, 11 and 6 will be my first 3 selections. Number 7 is Global Design, and this fellow is a colt by Global View running from the Gavin Smith yard. A lot to like about his one run so far, when from quite a distance off the pace he ran on very well to finish 4th behind Razor Red. I really thought a lot of that nice turn of foot that he showed, and you've got to feel that if he builds on that, he's going to go close. Number 11, Rose of Bayou, will be having her first start in the Eastern Cape for Johan Janse van Vuren, but she relocates off 3 decent efforts back in the Highveld. The yard says she's working well. They are expecting a fair effort, and when you consider that, she's certainly one to keep an eye on. Number 6 is First Rain, and this fellow hadn't been disgraced in his 2 starts prior to the break, where he was gelded, running 5th and 4th. The yard feel that the gelding was most definitely necessary. He needs to get his mind on the job, and they are looking for improvement here. You think the gelding brings him along the right way? We will see that betterment. Race 3 is a maiden plate over 1200 meters, and 8, 1 and 6 is how I see it here. I do think that the Black Manx, the main concern regarding him is the fact that he will race here off a very lengthy 8.5-month layoff, making his local debut for the Creef yard. But the yard do feel that they are looking for a good run, and even if he might just need it, he should still be good enough to get it right here. It is a small field. It is, with all due respect, a rather weak field, and he does stand out. So the Black Manx for me for the victory. Number 1, Own Your Fate, was disappointing last time out when making his local debut, racing off the back of a good second in his last start in KwaZulu-Natal. The yard are looking for better for him, and if he produces it, he will be there. Number 6, Alpha Lack, will be having his first start. He's from the Smith yard, flying the flag out of a Mutafal mare, and they feel that if not too green, he does have the ability to place, so respect him for the first 4. Race 4 is also a maiden plate, this one for the fillies and mares as they step up to the 1400 meter trip, and I do think there's quite a lot of competitive form in the lineup here. I will be leading with number 1, Lucy Bell, to beat number 5, Princess Sina, and number 2, Bend Not Break. Lucy Bell is making her local debut for the Grand Paddock yard, and her form really does speak for itself. 7 runs, 7 placings back in the Highveld where she relocates from, and you've got to feel that with her having shaped over the distance previously, she's really going to make her presence felt here. Number 5, Princess Zena, she's really regained momentum and found her way. She's building up in her last 2 starts, competitive placings, 2nd to Madame Seville and 3rd to Galactico. In those starts, she's been doing her best work late on Polly, which has got a short home straight, and now that she's really finding her way, she could appreciate being back on grass with the longer home straight to really use that run on. I do think she'll be in the mix. Number 2, Bend Not Break, relocated from the Highveld and had her first start in the Eastern Cape last time out when running a nice 5th behind Sarajevo. That's a run she can build on. She steps out here for only the 5th time. There's plenty of scope for improvement, and I do think we'll see her thereabouts. Race 5 over the mile is a merit rated 95 divided handicap. and Santa Teresa certainly grabs my attention here. That's horse number 4. I will tip her to beat her stable companion, number 3, Wallace Simpson, and number 2, Sailing Ship for third. Now, Santa Teresa last time out was a great winner when taking the listed Breeders' Guineas, and she really did well there because she beat a useful field of decent Cape Raiders in the mix as well, and she without a doubt proved her class there, not just taking on the same old locals. She really stepped it up. She's had the 6 runs for 4 wins. She's certainly a cut above, and I do think that we are going to see the best of her here. Her stable companion, number 3, Wallace Simpson, definitely a little bit disappointing last time out, but with valid reason. The yard feeling the pace wasn't on that day. As a result, she over-raced. It definitely cost her. And if you look at her prior form, she was running in really steady and useful form. Expect more that type of run from her. She'll be right there. Sailing Ship bounced back to best in her last. That's number 2. Chase Mojan that day was aboard her to score, beating Golden Chance, and the filly registered her 4th victory in a Fillies and Mares 96. She does seem to be that little bit more effective on Polly, but with her confidence now up and never far back, I don't think she'll be beaten far here either. Race 6 is the first of our features, the non-black type Fairview 1400, and a small field, but definitely some form to like. I will say here that as far as the form goes, the Candice Bass Robinson runner, number 1, Snow Report, does stand out for me. I tip him to beat number 5, Sailing Lizard, who's been very progressive locally, and include number 3, Karaoke, who does have a big advantage at the weights. Snow Report is a 17-time runner for 4 wins, and 3 of those 4 wins have come over the 1400, which sees him very well suited here. Looking at his last run, it was a good win in Pinnacle Company, where he beat stronger than what he meets here. He's in form, and we should expect a big run from him. Number 5, Sailing Lizard, also took on fair company last time out when finishing 4th behind Thomas Tucker in the last leg of the World Sports Betting East Cape Poly Challenge. He's really just been such a consistent performer since making his way to the Eastern Cape and does merit respect. Number 3, Karaoke, has done very well locally over sprinting trips, but before making her way to the Eastern Cape, she had won as far as the mile, and the 1400 here is in her scope. She is in good form, having run a good 3rd last time out in decent company, and coming in here with the best weighted advantage by a clear margin. You can't be underestimating her. Well, the race we're definitely going to be looking forward to on the day is our listed feature, the Milkwood Stakes, which is race 7 and will be run over the 1,000-meter trip. We have got visitors from Joburg, we've got visitors from the Cape, we've got our own local heroes, and in total we have a absolutely stellar field and definitely one of the strongest runnings of the Milkwood Stakes in recent years. So a very, very much to look forward to. Here, the horse that catches my eye is one of the up-and-coming 3-year-olds in the way of number 12, Iris, and I'll be tipping her to beat number 9, True Charm, and number 7, Miracle Flight. Now, Iris looks to be a very progressive 3-year-old. She's only had the 8 starts, and she's rounded up a winner in 3 of those, all of them coming over the 1,000-meter distance, which sees her very well suited here. She has got a lovely lightweight of only 52 to carry at the conditions of this race, and I do think we're going to see her really make her presence felt. Number 9, True Charm, is another horse, another raider that needs to be recognized, a Cornet Spies runner. She's the 4-year-old daughter of Captain L, and also on the hunt here for some black type. She's running in steady form. The yard is definitely a yard that knows how to travel with success, and with positive comments regarding her chances here, I do think that she's a horse that needs to be considered for the top 3. Number 7, Miracle Flight, will step out in the Eastern Cape for the first time for the Paul Peter yard, and she's definitely better than that last run suggests. If you see the type of fields that she's managed to hold her own against, which include more recently the Grade 3 Labello Sprint when finishing 3rd behind Mombello, that type of run is really going to see her be effective here. So hoping all goes well with her travel down, and I do think she can make her presence felt. Those are my top 3 selections. I do think the race is a lot more open than just the first 3 horses, and I'm looking forward to a very good event. We round up the day with race 8, which will be a fillies and mare 74 divided handicap over the mile trip. The first horses to catch my eye here are number 2, Frosty Rain, and number 9, Palace Queen. I have also included number 6, Cerelia, for my third selection. Frosty Rain is back off a short break. She's been freshened up. She'll be trying the blinkers for the first time, and I do think that could just get that little bit more out of her. Drawn in pole position, she's got plenty advantages to her outing here, and I think she's going to be a lively contender for the win. I do think that number 9, Palace Queen, quite a way out in the betting, should certainly not be that wide out. She's drawn well here. She's taken on stronger than this. Her last was a decent 5th behind Mifford 2, who's been a very useful runner locally, and I think we can expect a lot better from Palace Queen. I won't be leaving her out of my selections. I round up with another Gref runner in the way of number 6, Cerelia. Luke Ferraris gets the ride here. She showed improvement in her last. In general, is definitely a fan of the distance, where she has logged both of her career wins so far, and one of those has come over course and distance, so expect her to be right there. 8 carded races will mean the PA will kick off in race 2, and that jumps at 1:05. It is the maiden juvenile plate over 1200 meters, and my PA gets underway with selections of numbers 6, 7 and 11, which are all the horses that form part of my first 3 selections, and they are First Rain, Global Design and Rose of Bayou, so they will all go in for the first leg of the PA. Our banker in the second leg of the PA, and that will be number 8, Black Manx. It is a small and open field, and I do think that his best performance will give him a very good winning chance. Moving on to race 4, and here another 3 selections for the PA, numbers 1, 2 and 5. Lucy Bell will be having her first start of decent Highveld form. Bend Not Break, definitely promising local debut last time out, and one she can build on. And number 5, Princess Zena, who is really counting down to that win. All horses that should be right there. Another banker for the PA in race 5, which is leg 4, and that's of course the very well performed number 4, Santa Teresa. I do think that she's going to be a hard nut to crack. Race 6, the first of our features, the Fairview 1400, and for me, number 1, Snow Report, is a horse that does stand out, and he will be another banker in my PA. The Milkwood Stakes, such a competitive race for all the right reasons. I go wider in the PA, and here I will include all of numbers 6, 7, 9, 12 and 13. So just to run through them, that is the likes of Boomsa Daisy, Miracle Flight, True Charm, and then of course numbers 12 Iris and 13 Social Black Butterfly. Really looking forward to that race. Rounding up in race 8, last leg of the PA, and here the numbers 2, 4, 6 and 9 will go in. Frosty Rain, Alaskan Fate, Cerelia and Palace Queen. So yeah, the PA's got a fair amount of bankers in, which does help us to go a little bit wider in those open legs. The pick 6 is going to sound quite straightforward. I'm hoping it does play out that way. And the first leg of the pick 6 will be in race 3. And here the Black Manx will be my banker as far as the first leg is concerned. Go wider in race 4, field for the pick 6. I do think there's a lot to like about a couple of the fillies in this race as far as the form is concerned, and with only 8 runners, I do think it's safer to go field, especially as I do have the luxury of another couple of bankers. Next up in race 5, third leg of the pick 6 being Santa Teresa, horse number 4, she'll be my next banker. In the Fairview 1400, another banker for the pick 6, and that will be Snow Report. I know he has Karaoke to beat at the weights, and a horse like Sailing Lizard, who's been progressive in PE, to respect, but I think he's spot on at the moment, and a big run is going to make him a big danger. No such certainty in our listed feature, and here I cover all bases, and I will go field in the pick 6. I think this is going to be a fantastic race, and with many having chances, not willing to select and weed out, I'm going to go full field here. In the 8th race, likewise, I do really like the chances of Frosty Rain, Palace Queen. I do think they're going to be right there, but having been lucky enough to find 3 horses that stand out on the card for me, I have elected to round up with field in the 8th, which can sometimes throw some upsets. So yeah, to be safer, field. The jackpot runs almost along the same lines as the pick 6. Starting off in race 4, I will start here with field, and that is the maiden plate over 1400. So jackpot goes field in the first leg. As far as the second leg is concerned, I stick with the banker of number 4, Santa Teresa. Moving on to the third leg in the pick 6 and the PA, I bankered Snow Report. Here I do throw in the horses I think could be dangers in the way of Karaoke and Sailing Lizard, horses 3 and 5. So I will bolster Snow Report in the jackpot. And as far as the Milkwood Stakes is concerned, the last leg of the jackpot there, I once again go field. So yeah, just that one change in the jackpot where the one of the bankers will get bolstered with a couple of other selections. I did battle to find value on the day. I think we've got some decent horses running and they do look as if they're going to really stick to their form. I have decided rather to go 2 best bets, and they will definitely be in race 3, number 8, the Black Manx, and in race 5, number 4, Santa Teresa. So those are horses that stand out for me. Maybe take them as a double and that can work out as your value. All in all though, I enjoy my racing in every race meeting here at Port Elizabeth, but this is definitely one of the races, cards that stand out for me, and I'm very much looking forward to, of course, the feature being the Milkwood Stakes.